Captain Durag. He's the latest superhero from the Walt Disney Company, and he is making all kinds of waves for Black History Month. I'm not saying good waves, but he has a way about him. Disney Juniors, folks. Captain Durag, who some have called Captain Durag. We would never say that, would we, Ron? No, we would not misread it that way. Captain Durag sparks online debate over character design. You can see here Captain Durag, who just debuted. He's showing off his cape, of course, which just so happens to also be his durag. During Black History Month, Disney Junior's preschool series, Hey AJ, introduced a new superhero character named Captain Durag, prompting debate online over the character's design and cultural symbolism. Now the character is drawing criticism from some commentators who call it extremely disrespectful. Yeah, you think? Folks, it's aimed for kids. Aimed for kids. Can you imagine if there was a superhero that Disney developed from East Kentucky and he was Captain Overalls? Like, can you imagine that?
I was thinking of Captain Redneck.
Either way, like this,
got a sign on him.
Can you imagine if there was a Captain Italiano who his superpower in a Disney Junior show for 3 and 4 year olds was he had a hairy chest that could grab his enemies and thrash them about?
Hey, not all Italians have hairy chests. Come on.
Not all darker skinned superheroes wear do-rags either, Culture. That's the point of it, right?
Oh.
It's offensive.
That's very extremely offensive. Why would they do this? That is like not okay. I'm still in shock. I don't even know. Is his do-rag his cape? What is that?
That's what I was trying to figure out too. Like, is that
It is in fact his cape. Now, here's the question I have for you.
This
all.
would be okay.
It went through a lot of hands. It went through a lot of people, a lot of approvals to get to that point to actually make it in the show. Captain Durag. The question is now, guys, gals, do you think Captain Durag is going to make his way to a Disney park? Do we get a meet and greet with Captain Durag? Or would Captain Durag get tossed out of the parks by Disney management?
This is not even right. I don't even know what to say about this. Culture, take it. Culture, take the reins.
I can't add anything that would be complimentary here. I think the word tone deaf is the most accurate depiction, which
Culture.
Commentators have
Come on.
What? You don't think that's
you
tone
prude,
deaf?
you ninny. Culture, think about the lightning lane money that they can make. The Disney management right now, the amount of money. Do you know how many teenagers would love to get their pictures taken with Captain Durag to post that on social media? The lightning lane money they could make. They could put this guy out just for Disney Run as a special event character, whereas you're running by, you look, you say, who is that masked man? It's Captain Durag. Stop and take a photo with him just so you can say, I was with the Durag.
Yeah, and then they'll be selling cups of watermelon in a kiosk right across from meeting him. What are they implying? What more can who's thinking up of these things? This is not creativity at all.
I got a question. What flavored popcorn do we get in the Captain Durag popcorn bucket?
Well, I think the color is more important, and I think it'll be purple.
Now, this is not the first time that Disney has stepped into it with racial controversy. And it's not the first time, if they were to put Captain Durag in the parks, it's not the first time that they've had a real problem. I want to show this to you folks, and I'm going to make the connection. Don't assume where I'm going with this, okay? I'm going to prove you that OPRO is aiming to help everybody. Doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like. Pro cares about every individual, and so does everybody on this panel. We love every single person out there. Absolutely. And the dignity of all.
Did they really need this character though? Because I mean, didn't we have Frozone or
yeah, there's Frozone.
I mean,
you're talking about Durag, not Ariel, right? Durag.
Yeah. You know, and so far they haven't made a replacement in the attraction of the new and updated Ariel, so far.
Let me tell you about this, Culture, because this is people think, well, this is frivolous. Pro is trying to, nobody believes do-rags going to the Disney parks. Let me connect the dots here for a minute and just show you how badly Disney has bungled some racially sensitive stuff at the parks. You ready for this? This is out of thatparkplace.com by Cham Lee. It came out in January of this year. This is still accurate, okay? Live action Ariel meet and greet returns to original location at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, as you all know, Hollywood Studios has a new, well, it's old, but they refreshified it. it's got a Little Mermaid show, and all the kids want to go see that show, right?
That's right.
Well, lost in all of this is that Disney did a live action Little Mermaid that bombed at the box office. It's a flop. But they made it be about a racial thing. Now, we love Halle Bailey. She's always been kind and good, and nobody's trying to say anything negative about her whatsoever. But Disney did a virtue signaling mission where they race swapped the Little Mermaid. And as a result of this, let me just read this to you, okay? It says on October 28th, 2025, the Ariel meet and greet, the live action one, moved from Walt Disney Presents to Echo Lake near 50's Primetime Cafe. Why did they do that? Because nobody was going to see this version of The Little Mermaid. It's not because it's race-based. It's because everybody associates Little Mermaid with the cartoon Little Mermaid, and they don't look anything alike, even down to the iconography. It says the relocation allowed Disney used indoor space for a Santa meet and greet during the Christmas season. That is true, but it was also intended to get her outside where she was no longer hidden because guests were not trying to find her. Well, guess what? They put her back. Mm-hmm. So here you go. Now, if you want to go see her, you got to go into Walt Disney Presents, which is essentially a museum. And all the way in the back, it says the live action Ariel meet and greet returns to Disney Presents at Disney's Hollywood Studios. The experience follows a temporary location at Echo Lake. Guests should consult official Disney scheduling resources to confirm times and availability. They have literally hidden the live action Little Mermaid in the back of a museum. They will not remove her from a meet and greet experience because of what that would mean for them PR-wise. So guys and girls, we can laugh about the Captain Durag thing, but Disney does make major mistakes in their parks all the time. And this is one such mistake where what they did is they created a situation where little kids identify with the cartoon Little Mermaid. They don't know who this character is, especially because if you don't look exactly like Halle Bailey, it just doesn't look like the character. And good luck finding somebody who looks exactly like her. So kids don't identify with this character. They don't know who it is. They don't even recognize the Little Mermaid. But it's been turned into a really gross racial situation by Disney Parks management because now it looks like, and pragmatically it is the case, that they shoved the black version of Little Mermaid into a very seldom seen area of a museum. Mm-hmm. Wow.
There's another thing about this that I'm fairly sure. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure that... well, how do I put this in the Disney way? That sometimes the same people who are friends with that Ariel are friends with Asha over at Epcot. So if you go on...
Wait a minute, Ron. You're saying that... let me transmogrify and translate that for everybody out there. You're saying that she who plays the Little Mermaid might also be playing Asha because they're both in very little demand. Wow. And that's not a racial thing.
No, and they also both kind of fit those character looks, and you put them in different costumes. But like looking at it, every time that I have been back to Walt Disney Presents and been, and maybe it's not like I go there all the time, but every time that I have been there hasn't been a wait for Ariel. It's you could just walk in and meet her, which is and in a sense, that's a good thing.
The majority of people walking into Walt Disney Presents are trying to look at the memorabilia that they put in there occasionally. And they had the Muppets memorabilia in there on display, but they also have Tropical Americas on display. Like you can see how they're not going in there to meet her. We didn't go inside there to meet her. No, we didn't because.
Well, ask yourself a question. Just hang on. Ask yourself a question. Why is Asha and why is this live action Ariel? Why are these characters not in Princess Fairy Tale Hall or whatever they destroyed attractions for?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't they be? These are not, movie studios characters, right? They're Disney Classics characters.
The weirdest part about the Ariel one is Walt Disney Presents is literally it literally backs up to the theater of where they have Ariel, the new Little Mermaid, show. So if you have just gone to that show and you're a kid, let's say you're a 5-6-year-old kid, maybe the only thing that you've been exposed to is the Little Mermaid, the classic one, and your parents are like, oh, my kid loves this classic. We're going to take her to the musical. Take her to the musical, and they're like, kids, oh my gosh, I want to you meet Ariel, and you go round to where you're supposed to meet Ariel, and then that Ariel looks nothing like the Ariel you just saw. It's gonna like take some explaining, to some of these kids that parents might not want to deal with.
Yeah.
Well, and again, this always comes back to haunt Disney, because I feel like lost in translation is that even the language that they use is hypocrisy, because they're oftentimes wanting to accuse people of appropriation. And I mean, you can talk about that in a conversational way with Ariel about whether or not that was appropriation of a repurposing of a character for a political agenda.
Oh, it absolutely was. Although Halle Bailey, if I'm given that role, I'm taking it. If I'm her, I mean,
for sure,
you can't blame her.
You can't blame her
Disney
at all.
leadership absolutely said, "What if we did this?" Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's got a beautiful singing voice. They could have definitely came up with an original character for her to play, or even put her as Tiana, like a live action Tiana. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I would have hoped to have seen, okay, so I've watched the live action movie, and the live action movie is not a horrible movie, but they had to change the setting and everything to make it make sense. They had to move it from France to the Caribbean, and if you're going to do that, my thought is, why not just make this a different mermaid character? Maybe that family is related to Ariel's family or something like that. But give her her own character. That's what bothers me more than anything else, is like, why are they giving hand-me-downs?
It doesn't stop there though, Ron. Do you remember when Disney Junior came out with the cartoon to copy this this version of that cartoon? Did not do well at all whatsoever. It was
horrible.
No,
horrible.
Give them their own okay, so you have Princess Tiana. Princess Tiana is at least she's her own character. They did some brand new with her and do that. You could have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 Black Disney princesses. As long as they're their own character, nobody would care.
Stop repurposing the animated versions to these other characters that we cannot connect with. We there's no memory there. Nobody watches Wish.
There's the Disney Junior version of Little Mermaid. Here's the deal.
That's insane.
Here's the deal.
I can't even look at
diversity mermaids.
That's just insane.
Well, here's the problem. So,
oh my God.
Rather than swapping these characters, which is just the laziest way of giving representation,
right?
Disney is stuck because they can't give us new stuff, or else we get Captain Durag, which is clearly offensive in every possible way. So it's not hard. Like, any of us could partner up with some of our friends of a different ethnicity and craft up some characters that are really cool and authentic and amazing. And Disney just can't do it. And that's why their latest, Captain Durag, is even worse than the swapping of characters like Ariel. And it lays into some of the worst stereotypes. It's just a terrible envisioning of what kids should want to be. And as a result, I don't think we're going to see Captain Durag at the parks.
No.
But Ron, I know you're wishing for Captain Durag because, I mean, the online engagement you could get with Captain Durag. Imagine if it was like going to talk to, the Grinch or whatever. I mean, can you imagine the interactions with Captain Durag?
We might as well put the cast of Hustle and Flow, and I don't know. I mean,
that might be fun though. Now you're talking. You're speaking my language there.
Hustle
Let's do
and
it.
Flow. That's a movie right there for you. But there's no difference. The character kind of looks like the lead in that film.
Are we going to get a bar? Are we going to get a bar in the Magic Kingdom with Captain Durag?
He's the one serving at the bar, Ron.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.